What's up, everybody? You'll hear it live. This is your boy Peter, and that's your boy Adam. Woo! In the nick of time. Look at you. That's how we roll. How you doing?
Doing okay, man. Doing okay. Busy day around here. Busy day.
Busy day, yeah. Yeah, here too. And I just moved some things around. I cannot believe that I can actually, this video's working. I got to kind of cramp over here. I was just recording some JPM lessons.
Some jazz piano method lessons. How'd it go? What'd you do?
I did this tune Nutty. You know this tune Nutty?
Yeah, I know that tune, Nutty.
Thelonious Monk. That's kind of a hard tune, man. Easy tunes are hard. What's up with that?
You know what? I just did a guided practice session that ended not more than actually less than an hour ago because I went over a little bit. And I did this Bud Powell lick that's just over a B flat chord, right? It's like 3 bars over a B flat chord.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is it so hard to just play over B flat? Like you throw in a 2-5, it's super easy.
Right.
You just give me a B flat 6. Now I got all these decisions to make. How do you make it interesting, you know?
I know. Exactly. Man, I needed some of your B flat. Actually, I watched for just a quick second, but I need some of your B flat ideas, man. That's exactly what I needed for this Nutty. I was going nuts on this thing.
Some of the B flat ideas?
Yeah. Well, I don't need them now. I finished the lesson.
I was gonna say I got the image right here, bro.
Okay. Well, no, I do need them then. I can go back and revise. So what are we doing? We are You'll Hear It Live. What is You'll Hear It Live, Adam?
That's a great question.
We're making it up as we go. You'll hear it as a podcast, but you'll hear it as also an award-winning show, of which this is our second day, our third day, kind of unofficially, but our second day. And it's when we get together and just kind of throw up some cameras and hope that we can get a stream going remotely from with each other, which has been working pretty good. But talk a little jazz, talk about the day's events, maybe just decompress a little bit. A little bit of happy hour might happen at some points.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys can ask questions. But more importantly, we're going to give priority to questions in which you text. And why are we doing text? Why are we going to the SMS? We don't know. We're going back in time with that, aren't we?
Yeah, wait. So what? You have to text that number, and then I'm so confused. I know. This is day 2, but I still don't know what the hell.
Well, I couldn't figure out another way. Like otherwise, we could have a deluge. So basically, you text this number, and then we text you back a link where you can come on, as Winston did, and as who came on yesterday?
Oh, Isaiah.
So we've had 2 guests already. You know, you can do it from your phone. You can do it from your computer. If you do it from your laptop, do it from Chrome. Don't do it from Safari. I learned that the hard way. Our streaming system does not work from Safari. If you want to go on a Safari, I could recommend some beautiful places in Kenya, but do not use Safari on this. But you can just do it from your phone and come on and join us. We'll throw you up there with video. Don't need to do your hair or makeup or anything. I know Adam did his hair today, but don't let that throw you off.
In that I washed it and dried it with a towel.
So yeah, just send a text there. This is all safe. We're not going to spam you or anything. That's our number. Did you know we are in Chicago? That's a Chicago number.
Oh, we got here on Facebook. We got my buddy Doug Fowler, owner of Thurman's. Where I've had a regular Thursday night residency for years. That's been on pause for a little while. Saying, a gentleman here, this is funny, the inside thing with an old photo of Dave Brubeck would like to hear take 5. It's happened multiple times.
That's right. That's right.
Someone
Good
with
stuff.
A photo from the late 60s of themselves as a teenager with Dave Brubeck saying, "Can I hear take 5, please?"
Yeah, never heard that. Never get tired of hearing that, though.
Why does Pete look worse than normal? Pete, you are a bit potato quality right now.
Am I what? Are you serious?
Yeah,
man.
Serious.
I've got the HD, the 4K Lumix going. I'm probably doing something wrong. Man, it looks great to me here. Maybe my internet. I don't know. Man, there's so many points of failure at this point. Potential points of failure.
You got that Ethernet cable in, bud?
I do not. Man, dude, I've got stuff kind of moving around here, man. Apologize for the potato. It's weird on my screen. It looks great, but yours no.
Wow. But yeah, anybody got any jazz questions or jazz piano questions? We're here, but we can also just kind of chat about some things. I just recorded a solo You'll Hear It episode that's airing tomorrow, Peter, about practicing, and I wanted to talk to you about it too. We can kind of just go over it live, but it's all about a really easy principle that I know that you subscribe to as well. It works for practicing, but it just works for any habit, any good habit that you want to have, like whatever that is. And that's to make that habit easy and obvious, right? Like I've seen you do this with running. Actually, I don't think you've ever been more than 50 feet away from your running shoes and clothes
Right.
that I've known you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you always have some gear near you that if you got to go for a run, you can just split and go for a run.
Right. Right. Right.
It's easy, it's obvious, and therefore you're kind of a badass runner over there.
Well, I don't know about that, but maybe I'm trying to. What does that mean? I'm ready to run away from everything at any moment. That's probably what it means. Okay, this is no, but that's so great though. Yeah, I mean that's the essence of habits. And you know, when we talk about practice, and how many questions and how many times have we talked about on the You'll Hear podcast practicing and how to practice and what to practice and when to practice and all these kinds of things. So important. But practice is really just the manifestations of habits of things we do with music, right? So I mean, anything that works, you know, for habits in general is going to work great for music.
And one of the things we get asked a lot about is like, I feel so overwhelmed, right? I get so overwhelmed that I'm just like, oh, I have 2 hours, but I can't possibly get everything I need to get done in 2 hours. I need to go over this tune in all 12 keys and work on that Brad Meldau voicing that I've learned in every key and play along with some kind of Jamie Abersol record for 3.5 hours or whatever. But make it easy on yourself. Again, some
Right.
days you're going to sit there for 5 hours and you're going to be able to just nail it and you're going to be super inspired. And some days you might just sit down and play a tune for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and that's okay. You practice
Right.
that day. Don't give more value to one or the other. Like, oh, he switched it up. He switched the camera.
Is that better? Is that
It's
less
a little
potato?
bit better. It's still fuzzy
Wow.
AF, man.
Oh man, I'm
But
sorry.
one
about
thing
that.
I brought up in the podcast was, I've been working out since this pandemic started. He's gone. Oh, there he is. Oh, that's way better.
Oh, is it okay? So
Yeah.
I'm a fixer.
I've been
I'm a
working out-
fixer.
I've been trying to exercise daily since like for the last 3 months. Like, you know, I've committed to doing some kind of physical activity every day, or else I just get stuck here behind the camera
Yeah.
and at the piano. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I have done is I've allowed myself to have, 10-minute walks count equally as 3-mile runs. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like I weight those things equally. So if I am feeling terrible and I only have, 15 minutes of free time between ending a live impromptu YouTube podcast and my
Yeah.
kids having school or something, I might just walk around the block for 10 minutes. And that counts to me just the same as running for 3 miles. And I think if you look at that in your practice routine too, like don't value one or the other. Get to the instrument every day. It all counts. It all adds up. And then I found this one video podcast of this like trainer who was talking about his whole philosophy is like actually like stop your workout as it's still easy. Like it's not to exhaust yourself to you're sore the next day every time, because he wants you to come back the next day. And what you'll find is at the end of the week, at the end of the month, you've actually have more reps than if you've done, like if you do 20 reps of something today and 20 tomorrow, as opposed to trying to get 80 in, and then you can't do anything for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're going to have 120 reps by the end of the week instead of 80. And that adds up, and it just keeps adding up. I think it's a really, partially just because I don't like discomfort. I think it's a great idea. But you can apply that to your piano packages. Like I think about. Sorry, I'm just jabbering on now because I was just thinking about this. But I think about the times where like I tried to force myself to practice. I have to practice for 6 hours. I just have to.
Yeah.
And that works great for about 3 days.
Right.
And then I just get super burnt and I don't hit the instrument for a couple weeks. Whereas if I just would have took it 2 hours a day, I could have kept it up for a long, long time, you know?
Yeah, that's such great stuff. And when we take things in our life away from music, away from your instrument, and not only as in terms of going for a break, but in terms of how we're going to apply these concepts, really to our things that work in our life or things that make sense. That's all it really is. Like, how do we apply that to our practice routine? Sometimes those are as big of a breakthrough as us telling you this is a great voicing to play over a C minor sus. Those are sort of the the tricks and the tactics and the cool things. Those are cool. But I mean, we're talking about like fundamental things that we work into our routine, into our habit kind of thing that can make that difference. And I love it. I got some interesting text from my beautiful wife, Kelly. Okay. She's like, video is so bad. You look like you're in a third world country. Sad, crazy, emoji. What is that? And then I said, better? And she said, yeah, turn on a light. Now she says, getting fuzzy again. So I don't know. Adam. What can I do, man?
You're dealing with that St. Louis City Grand Center 3 p.m. Wi-Fi.
I guess.
Meanwhile, I got AT&T fiber going here. I got about an 800 megabyte per second upload speed. That's no joke. I got Ethernet yesterday hooked up. And
Yeah.
This is ridiculous up in here.
Isn't Adam wonderful?
I'm just saying,
So another thing, actually, it's interesting you talking about. Let me see if I can. I'll see if I can get away with that. No, talking about the walking counting as the running. One thing I was just thinking about is Adam's video looks great. Thanks. Yeah, excited about that.
Benjamin.
It's so funny because on my screen we both look fantastic, but what can you say? Obviously something's not going out right. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Thanks, Colleen. Really appreciate it. Am I pixelated a little bit? No, but talking about the running, walking, counting as the running. One thing I've been doing with my running, and I'm just now thinking, how do we apply this to practice? The last 5 days or so, I've been slowing it way down. I mean, not way down. I'm still running, but I'm kind of going by my heart rate instead of by my speed or my distance. And so I'm staying staying around 140, 145 BPM. Usually I'm up in the 160s, even 170 or so. And it's so much easier. And I'm only actually going a little bit slower, but I feel like I'm getting so much more out of it. I can almost feel myself not being injured as opposed to always being kind of on the edge of being injured. So I think, that same kind of thing, like what you said, practicing 6 hours a day. Yeah, we got to do this. Like when you push just balls to the wall and just everything hard in your practice, it's not even always the most effective way to make progress. When you pull it back just a little bit and really listen, because that's the equivalent, like with athletics, we're talking about listening to our body. Here, we're talking about listening to ourselves. You pull back enough where you could do that, that's a game changer.
Yeah, agreed. And do you think too that there's something with the daily aspect, or even the just more volume as opposed to more intensity with less volume?
Yeah.
There's something about seeing results on that looks good.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, wait,
Let's see what Kelly Martin has to say about that. She's
It's
like,
already
Adam
going.
looks way better. That's what she said before. That's good.
No, but there's something about seeing the results as they come in.
Yes.
On a more regular basis that's super inspiring. I've been working on singing a lot too, right? Like really putting in some daily work, trying to get at least some daily work on the old pipes.
Yeah.
And there's something when you can measure that growth on the regular as opposed to twice a week, but 5-6 times a week.
Yeah.
That is inspiring, and it actually makes you want to do more. You find a deeper appreciation for little things, and you just keep adding to it. You know what I mean? As opposed to expecting that you can just kind of rest on the gains you've previously made, and then I'll hit it for 6 hours tomorrow, and then I'll be good for a week. I don't know if that is actually any good.
Right.
I think it's way better to hit it for half an hour tomorrow, and then hit it for half an hour the next day, and then hit it for an hour the next day, then hit it for 20 minutes the day after that, and then hit it for 2 hours the next. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think just kind of just doing what feels right, and oh yeah. Thank you, Heather.
Yeah. Notice the last name. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's an easy
A little
one.
bias there. A little bias.
No, absolutely. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna. There you go. Gotta say, Adam's on his. Yeah, really great. And there you go. Why does Pete look worse than normal? Yeah, we're going back, Peter. But maybe this has been fixed. You know what? Some of you people talking smack against us, why don't you give us a text and come on the show? You know what I'm saying? Show me how much better your video is than mine. I gotta challenge him. To get on the show. Ooh, but what do you know about this comment? That's my boy Glenn. You know what I'm saying?
Glenn, you want to update him on this now, though?
Is it going down again? Is
It
going
is.
back?
It was
Oh,
good for about 2.5 minutes.
Come on, something. I really don't know. I don't know what's happening, man.
You know, maybe I should host the StreamYards. I'm not bragging again about the amazing fiber connectivity that I have. Did I mention my 800 megabytes per second upload speed? I don't know if I've brought that up.
Let's just
but-
put you on by yourself so you can feel good. Okay, there you go. Oh, I had another thing I wanted to mention. You're getting picks piloted. I think Peter's piano better though. Blah blah blah. Okay, so one thing that I saw is, well, I'm not even going to share my screen because obviously I'm not on my internet game today. But there was an interesting Adam Neely video. Adam
It's
Neely
very
is
cool,
a young,
actually.
yeah, young YouTuber. So we would refer everybody to this. I'll drop a link in the comments on YouTube. Or can I do that here, Adam? Oh, by the way, this talk show is still in beta, in case you haven't noticed. I just realized we can say that, then we can, like, everything's so much easier.
I mean, we've not announced this talk show yet. We're just
Exactly.
kinda
This
hanging-
doesn't even exist. This is not a
Yeah,
real
this-
thing.
If it's not on our promotional email list, that's not even a real thing, is it?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? This is we didn't have a theme today, but the theme is going to be let's roast Peter. Okay, I like it. Peter's bald head is majestic. Pete's
I love it.
video quality is how I see his hands on Elite 300 BM.
That's good.
There you go. Thanks, Sarah Page. Always appreciate it. Even my boy Glenn, I had him on my side before, but I've lost him. And
Oh no,
there it
you
goes.
are clear now.
Oh, I am? Oh,
Yeah.
why did I change it then? Okay. Wow, what can you do? So someone was asking about Bebop. You want to talk about Bebop a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, the question was,
Oh, do I have the perfect thing for this question? Actually, I know what you're talking about here.
yeah, from Andrew says, can you guys talk about Bebop soloing? Yes,
Bam.
not only can we talk about it, we can show you. Should I try to play that?
Yeah, give that a play.
Okay.
This is a Bud Powell lick he plays over Cherokee. How great is that? That's
Now-
all on a B flat.
I could do better. Hold on. Can you hear it?
That's right. And so
Sounds
we
better
we-
with Bud Powell
We
plays
just did a whole guided practice session. We took this through all 12 keys. You'd be very proud. And we broke it down here, though. And so about bebop soloing. So I think what's great about this very simple 3-bar lick, 3.5-bar lick, is that it kind of breaks down some of the crucial things you see in a lot of bebop lines, right? Starts out there by playing a little bit of that pentatonic shape, then goes straight into an enclosure, right? Enclosure that kind of goes, the target note is D, kind of goes through that D, rocks through it up and down, and lands back on it. Then goes down a B flat 6 arpeggio, very common sound. Actually, Peter, why don't you play these in chunks? So the B flat pentatonic, the enclosure, the arpeggio, an enclosure around B flat, a major 7 arpeggio, a little chromatic run here, and then just down the B flat major scale. Right? That's like the whole, like all of the concepts of bebop almost. If there was some blues in there, it'd be the whole thing.
Right. And I love the, that's like a nice, we hear the so-called bebop scale, which to me is a little tricky to play in the flow and not sound corny. Do you like that, Adam?
I do. Yeah,
No, I don't
agree.
like that. I don't like that.
No, I mean I like your concept on it. That
Oh, but yeah, I like this though. We're starting on the 7th, which is cool. I mean, I know we're on the 4th beat, but the way the direction of the line, we start out with chromatic, and then we bust out the diatonic on the B flat. 1, 2, 3, baby, and then ending on the 1. I mean, on the 4, but on the 1. That's a great thing because if it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. that's kind of corny, ending on the 1, no anticipation, but on the 4, actually Nutty has some cool stuff with that too.
And you know what was interesting? I didn't talk about this on the guided practice session, but so this lick, the beat 1 there, Peter. That's the beginning of the form. And do you notice anything about this that's kind of interesting?
No notes.
Well, there's no notes, but if we go to beat to bars 3 and 4,
Yeah.
those are usually a 2-5 to E flat, right?
Right.
And he just plays B flat through all the way through. He doesn't even do a dominant 7. He goes to E flat on the next chord.
Right.
But he just treats this 4 bars as just B flat. And I thought that
B
was
flat.
really, really something.
Yeah, no, I like it. I never thought about it like that. I guess I definitely heard it. I mean, Bud Powell, man, what a master of floating some lines that sound so complex and unachievable, and like what's going on. And then when you break it down like this, and it's so logical, and it's almost like it's pasted together, but it doesn't sound like that because of his phrasing. And that's the
Right.
thing that everybody like. A lot of times it's like, oh, we can't see the phrasing in the writing, but you can see the shape of the line. And if you think about phrasing as just how you hear it and how you speak, it's so much easier than trying. And that's why we don't often. I mean, occasionally I did it on Nutty, some accents and short and everything, but that's the slippery slope to thinking about phrasing in that way because it segments up the music. If you can really think about the same way you'd speak a sentence or punctuate how you talk and let it be a stylistic thing, I think it's a much better entry point.
Another great thing about this lick, 1950. You know what I mean?
Wow. Right.
It's early for some of that. Not super early, but that's that's young in jazz terms. 1950.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Glenn saying he needs to get his bebop playing together. Like I need to get my potato quality together. What?
Oh,
Man, somebody needs Pick and Snow. What's up, man? Why don't you come on the show, man? You've been on the speak pipe. This is just like a video speak pipe. That's all it is. I mean, it's embarrassing. Like if we have, the this up there and then nobody texts. I mean, I could pretend like, oh no, I'm rejecting people, but I'm looking at my phone. Nobody's texting me right now. It's so sad.
Nobody wants to come on.
It's like a teenage boy on a Saturday night when there's no pandemic, just staring at his phone, waiting for some text action. I don't know. Cool. Well, that was cool. So that was fun. Were people kind of how did it go when you were going through the different keys? Were people keeping up?
I think
that's tricky.
People were keeping up. Yeah, the audience kind of retention remained the same, and people were into it and asking questions. I got a lot of fingering questions. I think especially as you start working on things in different keys. What's interesting about this though was that like the tricky fingering for this lick wasn't in the usual suspects. It wasn't in like D flat was easy. G flat was fairly straightforward. D was a monster. Like it's one of those, right, where it's like A is like, can I even play this? Like it was one of those things,
Right, got it.
Yeah.
Cool. So we talked about. Last night I had a lot of fun doing a little. Wednesdays we often do, if not every Wednesday, we do a hanging with.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, and the wonderful Diane Reeves joined me for some discussion, and I tried not to be too self-indulgent, but it was just great to kind of catch up with her. We talk a little bit. I mean, we talk, but it's not like we don't sit on a video chat for an hour ever and just get a chance to catch up like during this time. So that was cool, and I think people were having a good time and enjoying that. And then we did, of course, on Tuesday we did our listening sesh was A Love Supreme, which was a very special moment. I think we just did a communal listening, not a lot of talking about, but tried to just try to listen, to really listen and let the healing waves of that music that were recorded, over 50 years ago now, but that are so relevant to our times, I think. But try to, in a sort of global communal way as much as we can via the internet, just listen to this record from beginning to end. And my big takeaway, just from a musical standpoint, was what an incredibly strong and resonant document that is. But it's 34 minutes. It's just shocking how short it is when there's so much meaning and notes and power and so many different great moments within the quartet and features at different times. It just goes to show what you can do in 34 minutes.
Yeah, man. I mean, you feel like the entire universe exists in that opening gong crash. That opening. That it just
Right.
feels so epic that you're like 34 minutes. That's ridiculous for
I
all
know.
this power. But that's that just goes to show people play too long now. That's all I'm saying.
It really does. Aren't there like some 34-minute tracks and stuff? Kamasi
Yeah.
Washington. What? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Colleen says that listening session was something I will never forget. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Colleen. That was,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it was just, thank you, John Coltrane Quartet. And that's the thing, there's so much ugly in the world right now. I mean, there's always ugly. Let's be honest. There's always evil and ugly, and but a lot of times it's either hidden as it should be or not directly in our consciousness. We're in a period now. It's a dark period in terms of like crisis upon crisis, and hopefully it's a turning point for this country, for the U.S. in terms of these issues of police brutality and African Americans being, unequal under the justice system and under the police force, and like these things that are just so present. They're not like, oh, we can deal with that later, or we're going to wait till there's a vaccine for that. It's like, I mean, it's always been here, yet for some reason there's this urgency. So, we hope and pray that we can actually turn a corner and bend this curve. But it's just, I do want everybody to like take whatever power you need from the music, because that's kind of our connection point, and listening also, because there is power there for us to take and then channel into doing good in the world. And I really believe in that. When I was younger, I would have been like, well, I love this music and stuff, but this is a separate thing. But now I see how everything is interconnected. And this is the antidote. This is the vaccine we have. This is one of the vaccines that we can amplify and elevate this beautiful music. And what a wonderful thing, even after these gentlemen in the John Coltrane Quartet aren't even with us anymore. But that recording, it stands there. We're still talking about it. It's still bringing joy and warmth and healing and everything to the world.
Yeah, don't you think that this time feels a little different? I mean, we've been close to the heat of this issue, living in St. Louis. I mean, not that it's not affecting every single area of the country, and we're seeing even the world,
Right.
As this is spread. But this time it does feel like there's a pretty major change happening, a legitimate major change, and we can only hope that it follows through all the way to the end.
Yes, absolutely. And I've been very heartened and encouraged by, all the musicians speaking up in different ways, and I think that and artists and organizations and stuff, and so we'll be watching closely and doing everything we can, to do our part. So Billy's saying, to clarify a bit, Adam mentioned only thing missing from that bebop lick is the blues scale, which you mentioned, I believe, something about that, right, Adam? If there would be
Yeah.
a blues scale in context, would you go B flat or G?
In the key of B flat, I would go B flat.
Right. What would I mean, the G blues is, from the relative minor. That's kind of a different thing that it becomes almost like I don't know. It always depends on like where you're dropping it in with that line. Like, I love how what you highlighted about that, of the different parts. Like, if you were to change the order of the usage, even if you were changing the notes to go along with that, it would be totally different. It's not just about stringing and checking boxes. It's about making a musical statement. But then you go back and analyze that, and you can see these things, and that's how we take these parts and use them to develop our bebop language. It's like, oh, I use this syllable, but it has to make sense, or otherwise. Have you ever seen somebody that can speak in a language and they make it sound like? And I'm gonna try to do this. I hopefully won't offend anybody. I'll do like, I don't know. Name a language, Adam.
French.
French.
Just because I like to hear you try to do the French.
Well, that's not. This one's gonna be hard because I actually speak quite a bit of French. Je ne peux de la chauffeurie à la bohedon. So I'm just saying things. Le pas dans le sur le pas. It almost sounds like I'm speaking French, but I'm just throwing together nonsense words. That's the way. If you take these bebop ideas, okay, give me another language. Come on, I got to show how this works, man.
Portuguese.
Gautier says I'm French and I'm very offended. Je suis désolé. You should be very offended. Portuguese. Okay, Portuguese. Is there anybody Portuguese I can offend on here? Okay, Portuguese. Tudo bom, tudo bem. Well, that I'm just speaking Portuguese, man.
Yeah,
Come
you're
on.
trying to speak Portuguese.
These things I'm too good at. I can't even do it. Okay, how about you? I'm going to give you one, Adam. How about this?
I'm not even attempting this. I have no.
Oh,
Oh,
Colleen.
Peter. This is the
Thank you.
best. Colleen.
Thank you, Colleen. Oh, sorry. We did that at the same time. That's so nice. Thank you, Colleen. Donation for my camera. I appreciate it. $1.99 is, you know what? If you knew how much this camera cost, that's what I don't understand. Is it still bad? This is embarrassing.
It's not good.
It's not good. Okay, this is just off my laptop. This is a 4K Lumix Panasonic. This is an expensive, this is the main camera we used to film with, that we do the Friday night shelter in places, that looks fantastic. If it doesn't look great now, it's purely user error. Come on. Oh, God.
right,
Pick
well-
and Snow. We're not going to have time. Pick and Snow wanted to come on. He's like, it's Spaceman here. I sent him the link, and then he said, I have a flip phone. Can you email me the link? No, I cannot email you the link because the show's over. But you can come back tomorrow. Are we going to
Yeah.
do? We might not be. Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow.
Will we be here tomorrow?
We will be here tomorrow.
Okay,
Are
come
we
back
Monday
and
through
see.
Friday or Monday through Thursday? Well, you guys have to check in to see. So until tomorrow.
You'll hear it.